I guess it takes the attempted theft of a government vehicle for the federales to care. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Secret Service opening fire on would-be car thieves in the Georgetown area of Washington, D.C., when they observed them trying to break into a window of an unmarked and parked car. Now, there's a lot we got to get into, a lot of details and a lot of questions. But first things first, Secret Service, why were they out there in Georgetown? Why was a car parked? Great question. Glad you asked. They were out late at night with Naomi Biden. Now, who was that, you asked? Another good question. Great question. This is Naomi Biden. That is Joe Biden's granddaughter and Hunter Biden's oldest daughter. She is 29, turning 30 in December. Okay, fully grown woman, married, a lawyer, everything else. And part of the reason why I'm showing this picture is because the media may try to frame it like this is a little kid. Same way they try to do Hunter Biden. Oh, that's Joe Biden's boy. Hunter is 53 years old. Naomi, 29 years old. These are fully grown adult people, all right? Hunter could be a grandpa by now, and Creepy Joe could be a great-grandpa by now, but different story, I digress. That's her. Married lawyer, 29 years old. They were out there protecting her in the Georgetown area, and they had their car parked. They observed some guys trying to break into it, and they opened fire. Now, the crazy part is that the guys got away. So nobody got shot. The guys got away. They were able to retreat and get into a vehicle and flee the scene. Now, there's more we got to get into, but first things first, let's go ahead and roll the news clip. If you want to see the clip in full without my commentary, link as always will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Secret Service opening fire to protect President Biden's granddaughter. Peter?
Yes, the carjacking and car stealing problem in Washington, D.C. has now extended to somebody with Secret Service protection.
Let's pause right here. Now, you may hear the word carjacking get thrown around, and I'm not trying to say Peter Doocy is saying the wrong thing, but you may hear that get bandied about. Carjacking is when somebody's in the car and then a person pulls a gun, weapon, or whatever, and forcibly takes the car from them. It's like being robbed versus being burglarized. I think what happened here was the car, it was unmarked, parked, unoccupied, and some guys tried to break into it to take whatever was inside or to steal it. But that's not carjacking. Let's keep on going.
At 11:58 p.m. last night in Georgetown, which is about a mile and a half from where we're standing right now, Secret Service officers who are assigned to protect Naomi Biden, that's President Biden's granddaughter, Hunter Biden's daughter, opened fire at three people who were trying to steal one of the Secret Service vehicles. We don't know exactly what kind of a car this was, but according to the Secret Service, who just sent us a statement, Secret Service agents encountered possibly three individuals breaking a window.
Now let's pause right here. The vehicle was parked out on the street on Sunday night. I think it was late Sunday night. So she probably was out there in Georgetown just hanging out. That's probably what was going on. And then they were protecting her, and they had the car parked right there, and they saw some guys trying to break into it, and then they opened fire. Now, my question would be, and to all the legal eagles out there, y'all let me know, especially in a place like Washington, D.C., where guns are not really allowed except for the politicos. If you observe someone trying to break into your car, can you shoot them? Can you shoot at them? Is that legal? I mean, we just saw in New York City, the guy shot at the would-be robber, warning shots, and he got arrested for menacing and for possessing the weapon. So is it the same kind of deal in D.C.? I'm just trying to figure out for myself so I know, but I digress. Let's get back into it.
On a parked and unoccupied government vehicle. During the encounter, a federal agent discharged a service weapon, and it is believed no one was struck. The offenders immediately fled the scene in a red vehicle, and a regional lookout was issued to supporting units. That means that somebody tried to steal a Secret Service car from the agents that were protecting the president's granddaughter, and they got away. They're still out there this morning. Back to you.
Wow, that's crazy. They got away.
I can't believe they got away, but I can't believe they would target the president's granddaughter's car.
They probably did not target the president's granddaughter car. They probably saw a nice looking vehicle. They said it was unmarked and parked. It was nice looking. It's just DC. I'm going to get back to that in a minute. I'm going to let them finish and see what they're going to say.
Picked the wrong car to break into.
There are so many cars that are getting broken into in Washington, D.C. It's possible, just based on the volume, that they had no idea. Yeah. But if they did know, that's even more extraordinary. Either way, these guys are out there in a red car.
Right. If they got the car, I wonder if she had an Apple tag. That was the instruction. Get an Apple tag and drop it in there. All right. Thanks so much, Peter.
So there we have it. That's what's happening with the situation. Secret Service opened fire on, what they said, 3 gentlemen, 3 people, thieves, whatever. And the guys got away. They got into an escape pod and they fled the scene. Now, I am not surprised at all. I think what happened is what Peter Ducey was saying toward the end, that it wasn't a targeted thing like targeting her car, because it wasn't her car. It was a Secret Service car. I think they were just out there looking for cars to break into, looking for cars to steal. And they saw that one. It's like, okay, go get that one. Not even thinking about it being a government vehicle or possibly being that, not even really caring about that. It's going to go steal. And as a result, they got fired on and then they got away. That's crazy. To fire on these guys and they get away, I don't understand how that works. How do you get into it in a whole escape vehicle and escape pod, as I said? How do you get into that without getting hit at all? I don't really understand. It's really weird. But this is Washington, D.C. for you. This is a lot of your major inner cities all over the country, especially since the whole Defunded Police movement. You got car theft, car break-ins, carjackings, home break-ins, home invasions, just basic assault, theft, battery, you name it. All kind of crime is just going up and up and up. People getting deleted, all that, all over the country because there are fewer officers. There are fewer deterrents, fewer penalties for the, there are fewer barriers. The criminals don't really care. It's like, man, I'll do whatever I want to do. If I get caught, which I probably won't, what are they going to do? Give me a slap on the wrist at best. I can do this little 1 year in jail. Ain't nothing. I'm going to come right back and go right back to what I was doing. Okay. I'll get let out with no bail and I can still go out here and do whatever. All right, I get locked up for stealing cars. They let me out with no bail. I'm going to go right back to the same place and steal some more cars. And then I won't get caught because there's not that many police out here. I'll make enough money to pay for whatever I got to pay for. And then I'm good. So if I go to trial and they give me a slap on the wrist, it don't even matter. I got money stacked up. My family's good. That's how these guys think. That's how they think. And the more these woke people all over the country try to implement policies that are going to go easy on the criminals, the more that criminals become emboldened. You got to go hard on criminals. You can't handle them with kid gloves. That's not how you're going to solve any kind of problems. But as I close, I want to say this. I'm not surprised this happened. It just took for a government vehicle to get targeted for it to make news. There's all kind of car thefts and car break-ins and carjackings that happen all over Washington, D.C. It's very common. You heard my man at the end, who was that? Brian Kilmeter, somebody talking about where you got told to put the Apple tag in there. Yeah, because at this point, that's all they really can tell you. Look, your car might get stolen. Throw an Apple tag in there somewhere where they can't detect it, where they can't just cut it out right quick. And, hey, if your car gets stolen, try to track it that way and get it back. I saw a video where these guys had their car stolen. Well, they didn't have it stolen, but somebody stole it, and they had an Apple tag on it, and they went right back to get it. Now, luckily, they didn't get deleted on the way, and they were able to get it back. But that's what is happening nowadays. And then they want to say, well, we shouldn't have any kind of vigilante justice. You shouldn't take matters into your own hands. Well, what are you supposed to do when the police are defunded, when the criminals who get caught for crimes, if they are at all caught and prosecuted, they get sent right back on the streets in a very short period of time, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year, to go back to doing the same thing. You may see a car thief steal a car, get caught, go to jail, come back out in 6 months and still the exact same car when he comes home. That's how bad it is in these cities. And again, it took for the federales to have their vehicle almost stolen and or broken into for it to make news. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what's happening here with Hunter Biden's daughter and Joe Biden's granddaughter, Naomi Biden, and the Secret Service? They out there probably hanging out, going to a bar, restaurant, whatever, Georgetown, Sunday night. And then they see some guys from Southeast trying to break into the car. And then they fire on them and miss. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This is typical DC, typical Atlanta, typical New York, typical, you name any major city. It's not even really a news story. The only reason why it's a news story is because it involves the federales. And because I guess they're able to have some kind of enhanced privilege to try and shoot at those who are breaking into the vehicle. Very interesting how that works. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.